DS4 Windows or Steam? Which one is better for your PlayStation 5 controller on PC? Which one is going to be better for the games that you want to play? We'll get right into that right now. First thing I want to say though is that both programs are just fine. They both do a great job at a high level in what they're intended to do. So you can never say that one is necessarily worse or anything like that. They both do what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it. And honestly, I do both. I got all my bases covered. I use DS4 Windows and Steam, and you know, you probably could do the same. It might benefit you the most. But right now, just for the sake of argument, we're going to compare the two, and to be honest, there is a clear winner. To keep this a little short and simple, I'll be honest, right out the gate, DS4 Windows is the better software for your PlayStation 5 controller connection to PC. It really just is. I'll explain why, but Steam does come with its own pros and cons, and DS4 comes with its own pros and cons, so we'll get into that right now. Let's start with Steam, the loser in the argument. The pros. It's very plug and play, very easy. You don't have to really stress. If you have Steam downloaded, all you gotta do then is connect your PlayStation 5 to the PC, open up Steam, connect that, and then it's done. You literally go to sleep. It's easy, very simple, and it's very beginner friendly. So that's one of the bigger pros of Steam's PlayStation 5 to PC controller. But now here are the cons with Steam. It only works with Steam. That's the only issue. If you plan on playing any game outside of Steam, trying to use the Steam software, it literally won't work because the controller and Steam only wants you to use Steam games and Steam software. So good luck trying to do anything else. If the game ain't on Steam and all you had to connect your PS5 controller to PC was Steam, well, you're out of luck, man. You're out of luck, pal. There's nothing that you can do there. So that's really the biggest con out there. It's just Steam only works with Steam. They're kind of selfish, and it's nasty. The moment you leave the Steam app, the controller can't do nothing else with the PC, unlike DS4, which now leads me into DS4. DS4 Windows works with almost every game launcher. So whether you're doing Bethesda, Epic Games, Origin, so on and so forth, DS4 Windows is going to work for that. Whereas Steam only works for Steam. And what's funny is that if DS4 Windows worked for everything but Steam, this conversation would be a lot more even than what it is right now. With Steam having all the games and all these different things, you know, you might want to side with Steam instead of DS4 Windows. But that's really not the case. DS4 Windows will work with Steam and pretty much every other game software out there. DS4 Windows is also very customizable. You can map your controller to be recognized as an Xbox controller or a Switch controller or a PlayStation controller. You could do just about anything you want with this controller in your hands when you're using DS4 Windows. Another big pro is that once you have DS4 Windows installed, when you do connect your PlayStation 5 controller, you can actually use it as a mouse and keyboard. You see, when you're using the controller with Steam, the moment you leave the Steam app, the controller is no longer, you can't use it for anything else. But I could surf the web with my PlayStation 5 controller using DS4 Windows. So that's pretty cool. I can't imagine anyone really doing that if they actually have a keyboard and mouse, but it's another nice feature to have. But now let's get into the cons of DS4 Windows, which isn't really much, but I had to make a cons list because it's only fair to the argument. One, it's a little daunting. Downloading DS4 Windows and getting it all set up and, you know, understanding the software is a lot more than Steam. Now, mind you, Steam does have an in-depth way of understanding, you know, your controller mapping and stuff like that, but 95% of people aren't really going to use it nor need to use it to get to playing a lot of their games. Whereas DS4 Windows, you're going to need a tutorial. Like, you're probably going to need at least one tutorial to really understand DS4 Windows, which is why I made a tutorial right here. So if you're a person that doesn't really like going through the whole rigmarole that comes with DS4 Windows, it may not be for you. In DS4's defense, what you might think is a little much, I assure you really isn't. Nothing but one tutorial away, and then for the rest of your gaming life on your PC, you can have your PlayStation 5 controller or PlayStation 4 controller hooked right up to the PC, getting any game that you want, playing any game that you want, on any game controller. It's wavy, I gotta be honest with you. So it's a very simple discussion, very simple argument, but I decided to bring it up because I felt like it's a little bit of a talking point, and if you are a person that wants to use either one of these, I have a tutorial for the Steam and for DS4 for you to check out. And as always, I really appreciate you coming through. It means a lot to boy, it's so true. Chukavelli here, you know what to do. Listen, if you really enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It goes a long way. Peace, man.